Greetings everyone. Let's talk about short-term losses on put option contracts as a seller/writer. I'll be using TQQQ as the ETF. During the past month, TQQQ has dropped 15% from its high. Let's take a worst case scenario and say somebody opened/sold a put when TQQQ was at its high. But first, let's start from the beginning. For this example, we'll say somebody started a brand new portfolio with $6,000, and with those $6,000, they sold a put on TQQQ at a strike price of $60, expiring on January 17th, 2025, which is 9 months away. And for that contract, they collected $993. Now, what happens when the person receives the $993 premium? Well, the money gets deposited immediately into their account and goes to their cash balance, and they can then use it to buy stocks, or they can withdraw it, or they can just leave it there as cash. But something to know is that the portfolio value does not immediately go up to $6,993. Instead, the overall account balance will still just show $6,000. Why is that? Well, I don't know what the official explanation is, but from what I think I understand, the portfolio account balance doesn't include the premium cash received because the contract is still open and live. But as time and days go by, and depending on how the underlying stock or ETF performs, as the contract price changes in the market, the portfolio account balance will start to change to reflect the difference between what the person originally got for the contract and what it's worth now. So fast forward 3 weeks and TQQQ is down 15% from the time the person sold the put. Now that contract is selling for $1,388. And because the person only collected $993 for it, their portfolio is going to say that they are down by $395. That's the difference between what the person collected and what they would now have to pay back if they were to choose to close the contract. And their portfolio value is going to show $5,605. Deducting the $395 unrealized loss. Someone may say, but wait, I still don't understand. How can the person be down $395 if they collected $993, which are still in their account? Well, as I said, the person would realize a $395 loss if they decided to close the contract right now. But if they don't close the contract, then the unrealized loss and the current account balance can sort of be ignored. Anyway, so here we are 3 weeks later with a $395 unrealized loss. What happens now? Well, the contract is in the money because the contract was for a strike price of 60, which means that if TQQQ fell to 60 or lower, the person who paid for the contract could make the seller of the contract have to purchase 100 shares of TQQQ from them for $60 apiece. If that were to happen, the person who sold the put would now have 100 shares of TQQQ worth $5,428 because TQQQ is at $54.28 a share. And because they paid $60 a share as per the contract, they would show a $572 unrealized loss. However, if we take into consideration the original $993 that they received as premium when they first sold the put, they would actually be up $421 overall. And if they had left the $993 in their account balance would be $6,421, which is the current worth of the TQQQ shares and the $993 premium. To summarize, this person's account would right now show a balance of $5,605 with a $395 unrealized loss on the put contract. But if they were to actually get put right now, their account balance would be $6,421 with a total gain of $421. If the person doesn't get put, in the meantime, the portfolio balance will continue to fluctuate in accordance with what the price on the option contract is in comparison to what the person received. In order to reverse the unrealized loss and turn it into an unrealized gain, TQQQ will have to rise and or time will have to pass, since time decay also results in option contracts being worth less as the expiration date gets closer. And when you sell a put, it's profitable for contracts to be worth less than what you got for them, because that means that you can close your contract early for less and you keep the difference as profit. Finally, the break-even price is how far TQQQ can fall while still keeping the person who sold the put at a break-even point where they don't gain or lose money if they were to get put. In this instance, the break-even price is $50.07, which means TQQQ can fall all the ways to $50.07 and the person still wouldn't be at a loss when taking into consideration the premium they received. But if TQQQ goes lower than $50.07, then the person would be at a loss if or when they got put. Good luck, everybody.